Sanjay, we know that this is a man of global vision, and they say that global vision should be shared by India.
So actually, he was a visionary and he was leaving a legacy behind. And Ratan Tata, the name, which could cut across to masses. And when he took over the chairman in 1991, that was the time when Indian economy was opening up. And you could recall the dream budget, given by then Finance Minister Manmohan Singh also. And when the economy was opening, he transformed. He rather reinvented the Tata Group, and he also made Indian entrepreneurs to think big and beyond Indian borders. And he's given that due credit to make Tata truly a global MNC. And you could see that now the revenue is more than half of the revenue is coming from international borders. So, and he took bolder bets. He made bolder acquisitions. He made leverage buyouts, and he made the iconic acquisitions like Chorus, Jaguar Land Rover, Tetley, and he made a new energy, and he made Tata truly a global one. It was, of course, immediately after independence, Tatas were more instrumental in nation building. But once that was done, when the economy is opening up, he just leveraged upon that, and he made more steroids into the Tata Group. And even then, after stepping up also, he made sure that the conglomerate is getting the new age business. Like there was a super app, there was semiconductor business, he was also making the iPhone parts, etc. So he kept on transforming, kept on reinventing, leaving a big legacy. He was like a truly visionary. He could cut across the globe and across the masses who wouldn't understand business. So that was Ratan Tata.
Sanjay, talk to us about the impact he's had on the global stage. We talk about how he brought India to the world.
That's the right thing. He actually brought India to the world. So he made bolder bets when the things he set order back in order in the home. He started focusing on global arena. He wanted India to be exposed to the global opportunities. That's when he bought Tetley, which was and then he bought the Daewoo Steel plant, and he made a bolder, even iconic bets like Chorus, and he also bought out Jaguar Land Rover, which became like case studies for business schools for several years. And he did not leave. Earlier it was like Indian businesses were really conservative. They would conserve cash, and they would always think that heart is where home is. But he said the home is like global, the global arena. He embraced the global opportunities, and he went on buying, making acquisitions, which actually got synced well in with this conglomerate, which is salt to software conglomerate. And there were, if you carefully see that there was over 150 joint ventures. The conglomerate became really, really big, and it also helped in national building. At the same time, it dreamt big, and it crossed borders, and it made acquisitions, and it reinvented. It got challenged. It was not all acquisitions were like successful. He got challenged with the global challenges, yet he was waiting to take bets, bigger bets than like any MNC. So actually, it made he shown the Indian entrepreneurs to think big beyond Indian borders. It became a global. He instilled the steroid of being a global MNC, not just an India-oriented company.
Sanjay, tributes pouring in for Ratan Tata. Tell us more about that.
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
We know that tributes are pouring in for Ratan Tata. Tell us more about that.
Across the sector, Mukesh Ambani was like quick enough to say that kind of a visionary, how he had inspired, Ratan Tata has inspired Mukesh Ambani. Most recently, like Kumar Mangalam Birla, the chairman of Aditya Birla Group, is also telling how he was been instrumental in shaping the dream of India. So across the domains of the Indian INC, because they all saw how a conglomerate is shaping up the dreams of India. India. It is not the purely business. If you could see, they are all inspired by the ethos and the values instilled by the Tatas into the business. Business never got its due, to be very honest, but Tatas made sure that business also got that kind of value, ethos. It is not that, and of course, he's one of the renowned philanthropists. That philanthropist nature, the ethos, the values, the moral, issues, the mission, the vision was all instilled into the business ideas as well. It is not purely making profit, but it's also, he thought about giving Tata Nano. Tata Nano was not like a hugely successful project, but he dreamt, he wanted his fellow countrymen to travel in a car instead of using a motorbike, which is more dangerous, carrying 4-member people in a two-wheeler. He dreamt about making a affordable car, which is Tata Nano, and he also made affordable hotels for Indian couples, Indian middle class to live in. So he thought beyond business, he thought beyond profits, yet he never left his ethos and moral values to the business sense per se.